Yo, it's 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. Let's talk about some Euro trash today. I've got Nick's 1984 Volkswagen Jetta GLI. This car is apparently a super big deal. It's rare, blah, blah, blah. But what I did on this for yesterday and today is, first and foremost, I did the Euro front end conversion. I do a little picture overlay of what it looked like originally. There was a quad headlight setup, dual low beams and quad high beams, different grille, and so this is what we've got now. This is technically just a direct swap, so that wasn't that complicated, other than the fact that it does require different wiring, so I had to redo some plugs and make some cool stuff under there. That only took about 2 hours. Now, once I pop the hood, you get to see what I did for 4 hours, and honestly, you're not really gonna know what I did, because really my job was just to make this look a lot better. There's a lot going on under this hood. There's some pretty cool old school technology, but there was just a huge mess of wires in there, and there was a couple people that had been through and done some electrical modifications, and none of it was done correctly. So what I did was basically I just went in here and cleaned up everything and redid all the wiring. We've got new 4-gauge wiring to the starter with some colored heat shrink. Everything's Tessa taped wrap. I've got new terminals on this thing. I redid the ground wires, new wiring to the alternator. Like I said, there's new headlight wiring back there. Also had to install a relay right there to run the radiator fan, but there's a lot of new cleaned up stuff. I rerouted a few hoses just to clean everything up and kind of make it look a little bit tidier and more organized. That's the other side right there. There's still, of course, a bunch of oil everywhere. I'm not responsible for actual mechanical stuff, not that I'd even know how to work on this engine. For some examples of like the type of stuff that we were dealing with before, this was the positive battery terminal. You see it had completely melted through. It's really, really brittle, and this was one of the ground wires. This was a worthless grounding strap. This was the grounding wire off of the battery terminal. I mean, look at that. The sheathing has completely just chipped away and broken, and so we've got a bunch of bare, corroded, exposed wiring. Super nasty stuff. This is the fuse that had the wire just rammed into it in the fuse panel, so you see that was starting to melt. That's real cool. And then this is the beautiful air filter that was in it, so I even replaced the air filter because this is vile and disgusting, although I really do like the pretty colors. I think that's cool. And then I spent 1.75 hours on the rear taillights of this bad boy because we had a bunch of corrosion. There was a bad ground in the trunk, so I had to replace all of the plugs on that taillight in order to get everything to work. But it all works now, which is really cool. He didn't have any turn signals when he brought this thing to me, and now he's got a whopping 4 turn signals: front, rear, left, right, all the angles, all the sides, you know, pretty much what everyone else takes for granted. Here, in case you're curious, this is what the inside looks like. It's pretty cool. Clearly the upholstery's been redone, and it's been done pretty nicely. It's a comfy seat. I think it drives like Euro trash, but that's fine. Obviously, this isn't exactly like a stock suspension setup or whatever. It's definitely got some aesthetic appeal to it. It's pretty cool. It is dummy low to the ground. This is a 2x4, so this is 1.5 inches, and as you can see, it hits the oil pan right there. So we have about 1.5 inches of clearance between this thing and the ground. So I don't know how he drives this thing anywhere, quite honestly, but that's not my problem. The things we do for stylish cars, right? Also worth mentioning is that these are right-hand drive front Fresnel lens halogen headlights. So the output on these things is absolute trash. There's like basically the type of output that you would expect from your cell phone or like an old school mag light on the road, of course paired with a lot of glare to oncoming traffic. So I wouldn't exactly qualify this as street legal, but you know, it's fashion, baby. Here you go. This is what parking lights look like. There's a little 194 bulb that's inside of the headlights. Parking lights on the rear, just in case you're curious. We do have license plate lights, which is nice too. Now you've got that super sweet radiator fan running right now, and the headlight low beams are on. This is the high beams, if you can tell the difference. And look at that, we've got the hazards on, so I've got a turn signal there, I've got a turn signal over here, a turn signal on this side, and unfortunately a very dim turn signal on this side. So I'm pretty sure this side is dim because of corrosion. That side didn't even work originally due to corrosion, and so I had to rebuild the plugs. I didn't want to do it on that side because every other one of these bulbs is working just fine, other than the fact that that's just dim. So we decided to just leave it. If it gets worse, I'll have to rebuild that board as well. But that's it. This was pretty fun. It was kind of like a classic vehicle restoration wiring type job. It's kind of funny that I've got 2 blue plates in the shop right now, but I'm pretty happy about that. This is fun work, not what I've done traditionally, so it's nice to have a nice change of pace. But this obviously isn't your classic antique traditional vehicle. All right, that's all I gotta say. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. Thanks so much for watching. Just wanted to give you a little update because I haven't really done a video in a while. I've been doing a lot of little odd jobs and stuff. So hopefully you found this car and this project interesting because I enjoyed it. Okay, so for the second time, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. I'll talk to you later. Bye.